This is Punk Rock Show Off. I'm Brandon Judd, and I've been waiting too long for a Hives album. It's been 11 years since the Hives released Lex Hives. I am not 40 yet, which means I have been waiting more than a quarter of my life. A lot can happen in 11 years. Personally, I started and ended a 7-year comedy career. I've had numerous jobs. I lived in a different state for 10 years. The world is a different place than it was when the Hives released Lex Hives. It's completely different. Game of Thrones premiered and ended. Queen Elizabeth II had some parties and then died. Malaysian flight MH370 disappeared. Rest in peace, Harambe the Gorilla. Gangnam Style happened. There was a pandemic. A fucking pandemic. US politics were pretty wild. I won't get into that. What were the Hives doing this entire time? Were they on that Malaysian flight? No, they weren't. They had an alibi. I was with them. They were with me in St. Louis. Here's proof. I met them after the show. They were all really, really nice. It was great. Also saw Refuse that night. Amazing people. I've met Refuse before. The Swedish people are a good people. Case closed. Since the Hives last released a new album, vinyl has come back in style, and with it, multiple pressings of a record upon release. And folks, I love the Hives. I set out to get every single variant of the new Hives album, The Death of Randy Fitzsimmons. Let's take a look at all of them. Okay, first up is the glow-in-the-dark variant. This was sold in the Hives online store. I think this was pressed worldwide. I think a lot of people jumped on this at first. This one had a couple things with it that were interesting. I'm going to show off the hype stickers on all these things too. So this one says exclusive glow-in-the-dark vinyl. This one came in this PVC jacket. Now, I don't know if this is the kind of PVC that eats records, so I put another sleeve on top of this just in case. Fun fact, so this comes from Kung Fu's, their distributor in the US. If you check out the Kung Fu Nation address in North Carolina, it's like a weird little building off a highway. Looks like an abandoned gas station. Very interesting. There were times that after they had announced there would be a new album, I had considered driving there and breaking in. So let's get a look at it. This is the only one that is gatefold. The cover is raised. The cover also glows in the dark. Just a moment for fun. Wow. Look at that glow. Here, let's try this. Maybe this will be better. That's a little better. I've got these computer monitors on that I don't want to turn off. Hold on one moment. It's glowing. Is it glowing? It's glowing. Can you see that? Is that nice? Wow. That is neat. Okay. Lights back on. Now let's open this up a little more. So on the inside jacket, this is the only one that is a gatefold. The other ones are not gatefold. You've got this awesome picture of the Hives in a graveyard. Looking pretty cool. I like it a lot. Back cover. Hives, beautiful in their new suit scheme, looking great. Here is a big thing about the death of Randy Fitzsimmons. What does it all mean? I don't know. If you looked at the credits on Spotify for songwriting, there were a whole bunch of new Fitzsimmons added, which is interesting. That might mean that the band is taking more of a group approach to songwriting. Because before they were really leaning on Randy Fitzsimmons, I'll keep up the kayfabe. They were relying on Randy Fitzsimmons to write all the music, who actually is one person, but that's certainly not their real name. Now let's look at the inside. Oh, I don't want to rip it. I just ripped it a little. There, good toaster. Also glows in the dark. Wow. You guys know the secret to putting things back into gatefold sleeves? Open them up all the way and things will slide in much easier than they did before. And it's back in. Gatefolds are kind of cool. If you ask me, I'm tired of them. I haven't tested this theory, but if you look at new gatefold records, I feel that they are thicker, a lot thicker than they used to be. The old gatefolds, Bill gatefolds, are not as thick as they are now. Anyway, the record. Let's go ahead and get that out of here. Boom. All right. All the records come with this inner sleeve. It is lyrics, credits, all of these things. It says all songs by Sir Fitzsimmons. So again, if you look at Spotify credits, it lists a whole bunch of new Fitzsimmons. I don't know what that means. Here are all these nice gentlemen. We love them all. Now to the record. I'm gonna have to turn off the lights again so that you can see this in action. So here we go. It's got this nice purple center label. It's got this nice Disques Hives logo that has been there for a long time. I love seeing it. I'm happy to see it on a new release. Now, the big show. Yeah, it's kind of clear, but what if we turn off all the lights? Ooh. Okay, that is the glow in the dark. I do not know how many they pressed of these. It seems that they were available worldwide and they were quite plentiful. So I don't think they're that rare, but also coming with that was a little autograph card. So band members signed this little card. Got all the signatures there where they are around the grave. It's a very coffin-shaped grave, not very common. I don't know if that's how they do it in Sweden. I've never been. Next, what was billed as Indie Violet. Of course, no change to the cover this time. It doesn't glow in the dark. All the same stuff. This was called Indie Violet. If you look online, it's a very opaque neon color. And this one had a couple hype stickers on it. At least this is the standard one that you get with it. It says Vinyl Voice Editions. I had not seen anything as a Vinyl Voice Edition. I'm not familiar with that. This is a logo. This is labeled colored vinyl, so this is a logo from where I bought this from, which is Vintage Vinyl in St. Louis. Good place, check them out, they do good business. There's a lot of great record stores in St. Louis. We'll get into that another time. Anyway, this record, after going back into the sleeve now, is filthy, so it needs to be cleaned a little. But as you can see, it's way different from what it was shown to be online in the mock-ups. I'm not sure what happened here. Maybe they were promised one thing at the plant. They didn't have the color ready to go or something. I don't know. All that stuff kind of happens, but this is more of a translucent purple. And frankly, I like it a lot more than the mock-up was. This one, again, has the same cover, but this is the Blood Records black and white Corona variant. It is hand numbered. This is number 285 out of 1,000. We'll pull this out. I thought this one looked pretty cool. It looks cool when it spins. Ooh, look at that. Black and white Corona effect. It's kind of like, I don't know how they make these. It kind of reminds me of what would happen if you had like a slow splatter, I'd call it. This is number 4 if you're keeping track. This is the Spotify purple and pink sunburst, designated by that hype sticker. There we go. This one, numbers I could find on it, maybe press set to 750. This one came with a little seam split on top. I don't mind it too much. No big deal. Here's what this one looks like. Also looks pretty cool when it spins. This is a nice color scheme with those nice purple center labels. Really enjoy this one a lot. Looks pretty cool. Okay, moving on to number 5. So if you're keeping track, if you look at Discogs, you're gonna see 9 vinyl variants for this. But one of these fulfills 2, basically. It's kind of a cheat. Up next, this is our first variation in the cover. You can see compared to this one. This is the Rough Trade green and blue sunburst. Also supposedly limited to 750. But you can see for these variants, if the color changes on some of them, they have changed the cover. So now you have a blue and green cover. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That is one reason why I started trying to get all these variants, was for the different covers. So let's bring that out. Exclusive. Green and blue sunburst vinyl. I do keep all of my hype stickers. I keep them with the records. I consider it part of the record. And here we go. And then you have a variation on the label, kind of a greenish blue. And then you have that blue-green color scheme that matches the cover. I haven't spun all of these. I think I've probably played like 3 of them. I won't play them all. I don't think there's any reason to do that because now I have so many. Next one, this is number 6. This is the Asai Records numbered OBI strip. It is on cream. And this is why I said I have 8, but on Discogs you're gonna see 9. This one is on cream. What's really limited about this is the OBI strip. I believe that the cream in here is the same cream that is available worldwide in a wider pressing. I think what Asai Records does is they just get some of this stock back and then they print their own OBI strips. This one is numbered 191 out of 500. It is signed by the band. This is the kind of thing looks cool on a wall, but let's go ahead and look at that cream. You can see this OBI strip. If you would like to learn about OBI strips, Google them. They are for, I guess, Japanese import purposes or something. This is not a real OBI strip. This is not, if you went and bought this record in Japan, this is not the type of thing that would be on this. What would be on it is more something similar to this. Here's just a little fun fact that I'll talk about some other time, is that the Vandals Hitler Bad, Vandals Good album, when issued in Japan, was called Ice Cream Treat Inside instead. This, I got this from Japan. This is what an actual OBI strip looks like. There's a bunch of this information, there's genre, there's pricing info. I can't read Japanese.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!
So, there you go. There's an advertisement for this Best of the Vandals CD. That's a Japanese only thing. Anyway, this is what a real OBI strip might look like. Let's not go off on that tangent. Let's keep going with the Hives. So here we go. This is cream. Cream. There's a bit of yellow in here. It's not like a solid color all the way through. There's some streaks. It's kind of gross looking, honestly. I think it's icky. Number 7. This is the third cover variant. This is the Bangans, Swedish record store. I buy a lot of Ghost exclusives from them. They're a cool place. This is the orange and red sunburst, limited to 500. You can see the orange and red coloring on the cover. So just going back a little bit, there's the green and blue. And then the sort of standard purplish pink that we have for all the other ones, which is really cool. So here's all 3 covers here. Okay, orange and red sunburst from Bangans. This one's pretty sharp looking. I like this deep red center label, I guess more like maroon, but red and yellow and orange. This is really cool looking. I think this might be my favorite color wise. Looks nice when it spins. Really dig that one. I think that cover looks pretty sharp too with those colors. Okay, are you ready for the final one? This is number 8. This one is standard black, okay? Don't get your hopes up. It's standard black. But this is one from Banquet Records. You could order a personalized copy. Why not? This will look great on a wall. Got all their signatures. I'm a nerd. I got to pick what they said. I said, why don't you put this on here? It says, to Brandon Judd, the 6th Hive. Now I can say I'm in the Hives, and it's legally binding because someone wrote that. This one came, so there was a bunch of fingerprints on it, see? And I started to rub some of them off, and then I realized, oh, those might be fingerprints from the Hives. So let's keep those intact. But that's all of the variants. So how does the record sound? Well, I gotta admit, at first, didn't know what to think of it. Didn't feel like some of the songs were real Hivesy, but then I realized I was trying to criticize it more, so I was listening to it over and over again every day, and then I realized I really, really like it. Why else would I listen to it so much? But yeah, there's a couple moments on there that don't feel like the Hives. That's okay. It's been 11 years. Bands change. The world changes. The sound can change. Whatever. I'll accept it. If we've learned anything from the Refused or at the drive-in reunions, they're not going to put out another revolutionary album like the last one they put out before they broke up. And that's okay. It's totally fine. They both put out passable albums. Now the Hives record, it's a little different situation. They never broke up. I don't think they even announced like a formal hiatus. They kept touring, they kept putting out songs, they put out some singles. I saw them in 2012 at Coachella, so I got to see a lot of those Lex Hive songs live. They were wearing tuxedos and top hats in 107-degree heat. I loved it. Also at the Coachella, coincidentally, I saw Refused at the drive-in. Pretty cool. Now, I did not know that when the Hives released that album, Lex Hives, that we would have to wait 11 years. Honestly, I don't think the Hives are unpopular by any measure. I think they're very popular. But I think they'd probably be more on the map right now, and there'd be more hype around this right now if they had stayed more active during this 11-year period. And then maybe we could have heard some more of an evolution of their sound. They are actually one band that I hope never sounds unlike themselves or changes so much that they become unrecognizable. On the new album, there's still elements from that first record, from Barely Legal, that sound like they belong on that first album. And they've carried it through. They've improved upon it. They've made it better. I think they're a pretty solid band. I think after 11 years, putting out this album is probably a relief. I hope it is not the last we hear of them. I hope that this new album means that they're going to stay more active, put out albums with more frequency. They don't have to put an album out every year. They don't have to do King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard and put out an album, I don't know, every other week. They don't have to do that. They could take like 3, 5 years, something like that. Work stuff out. Do some nice big tours. Please come to the US again. Recently for this new album, we didn't get like full tours. We got all these like little club shows, and I think that was just part of the marketing run up. So I'm hoping for a proper US North America tour after they get through with Europe, possibly in 2024. And I hope that we don't have to wait long again for another Hives record. I think the Hives should do the next Bond thing. Can we start that petition? Can we rally around that? I think they should do the next Bond thing. They dress up, they have swagger, they're international. What's not to like about that? Definitely for James Bond. Anyway, you saw all the records. What do you think? What's your favorite variant? Did I miss something? Is there a variant I don't know about? That happens sometimes. Go ahead, leave things in the comments. Hey, thank you all for watching today and allowing me to share some of my record collection with you. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications to keep up with me. I plan to do more of these more frequently. As you can see behind me, there are more records. Also, you can check me out as Punk Rock Show Off on all platforms if you want to see records. If you're interested in what I do in my daily life for fun, you can check me out at Judgment on most platforms with 2 Ds. Thanks again for watching.